Reproof, an expression of censure or rebuke. Repudiate, to reject as having no authority or binding force. Repugnance, strong distaste or aversion. Repugnant, distasteful, objectionable, or offensive. Repulse, to cause feelings of repugnance or aversion. Repute, estimation in the view of others. Reputation. Requiem, any musical composition written in honor of the dead. Requisite, required or necessary for a particular purpose, position, etc. Requital, a return or reward for service, kindness, etc. Requite, to make repayment or return for service, benefits, etc. Rescind, to invalidate an act, measure, etc. by a later action or a higher authority. Resent, to feel or show displeasure or indignation. Reservoir, a place where anything, especially water, is collected or accumulated in great amount. Residue, something that remains after a part is removed, disposed of, or used. Resilience, ability to recover readily from illness, depression, adversity, or the like. Resistance, the opposition offered by one thing, force, etc., to another. Resonance, the prolongation of sound or wave by reflection. Resonate, to reinforce oscillations or amplify sound. Resources, collective wealth or means of producing wealth. Respite, temporary suspension or delay of the execution of a person condemned to death. Resplendent, shining brilliantly, gleaming, splendid. Restitution, reparation made by giving an equivalent or compensation for loss, damage, or injury caused. Resumption, the act of taking again or recovering something given up or lost. The act of starting up again. Resurgent, rising or tending to rise again. Resurrection, the act of rising from the dead. Revival. Resuscitate, to revive, especially from apparent death or from unconsciousness. Retaliate, to return like for like, especially evil for evil. Retch, to make efforts to vomit. Retention, the act or power of remembering things. Memory. Reticence, the state of being reserved, especially with regard to speaking freely, having restraint. Reticent, disposed to be silent or not to speak freely, reluctant or restrained, reserved. Retort, to answer a point by another point to the contrary, to reply in a sharp or retaliatory way. Retouch, to improve with new touches, highlights, or the like. Retrace, to trace again, as lines in writing or drawing. To follow previous steps. Retract, to draw back or in. Retrench, to cut down, reduce or diminish, curtail. Retrieve, to recover or regain. Retroactive, pertaining to a policy effective as of a past date. Operative with respect to past occurrences. Retrograde, exhibiting degeneration or deterioration, moving backward. Retrogression, moving backwards or to a simpler structure, degeneration. Retrospect, a survey of past time, events, etc. Contemplation of the past. Revelation, the act of revealing or disclosing. Revere, to regard with respect tinged with awe, venerate.